Hello, wrestling fans, and welcome to another edition of the Monday Night Raw Review. I'm your host, the Invincible E, Vincent. This show is brought to you by UnifiedWrestling.com and 123wrestling.co.uk. Now, tonight's show was broadcasting from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and the show began with a review of The Undertaker's return last week. Basically showed him coming out, dropping the challenge to Triple H for another match at WrestleMania this year, and also Triple H's apparent refusal to be in that match. Now tonight, Triple H came out to the ring. First of all, he said he wanted to clear up any misconceptions that people might have gotten from things that John Laurinaitis has been saying, and that he was getting ready to wish John Laurinaitis well and best of luck on his future endeavors, but didn't get around to it, again because Undertaker came back and showed up. Now, he went on to talk about, after The Undertaker's return, how The Undertaker dropped the challenge last week, and how he didn't really want to get into the ring again with the Undertaker because every time he heard the gong from The Undertaker, he would get the chill up his spine, and he went on to admit that he felt a little bit humbled to be in the Undertaker's presence in the past. And last week, he just didn't feel that same burst of humility. He didn't feel the same way that he did before. And he goes on to say that he remembers what he did to The Undertaker in the last match, that The Undertaker wasn't able to leave under his own power, and he didn't want to be the guy to make it so that The Undertaker couldn't ever leave again. Now, he went on to say, basically making the announcement that this whole thing is over. Now, right after that, up on the Titantron, rather, a graphic started to play with the Undertaker saying that that it was not going to be over, and he didn't want the sight of himself being carted away to be his lasting legacy. He didn't want people to remember him that way, and that one way or another they were going to have this match, and this is not over yet. And so this looks like it's going to be leading up to a match, but obviously there's going to be some more push and pull between now and WrestleMania. So we'll see what happens with that. Following that, we had the match number one. This was the World Heavyweight Championship match between Big Show and Daniel Bryan. Now, once again, AJ is at ringside. This time she's got a neck brace on. And again, this is how she apparently got hurt last time, being at ringside when these guys were going back and forth. During this match, after Daniel Bryan wound up outside, Big Show went outside to get at him again, and AJ wound up almost getting mashed by the Big Show again. She wound up after Daniel Bryan pushed the Big Show towards the ring post. She almost got squashed in between the ring post and Big Show, but he was able to stop himself in time. But rather than continuing the match, Daniel Bryan went ahead and walked her back up the ramp, like he's taking care of her instead of finishing up the championship match, which conveniently, since it ended in a count out, the belt can't be transferred again. So again, and now to add insult to injury, after that, Daniel Bryan jumps on the microphone and starts going on and on about how the fact that Big Show was able to stop himself tonight proves that he could have stopped himself a couple of weeks ago when he ran over AJ outside when Daniel Bryan was fleeing from him, and that he's just a bad person, and he's a monster, and he basically needs to quit, this, that, and a quarter. Daniel Bryan continues to sing that song and, again, cheats Big Show out of another win. Now, after this, it was announced that John Cena is going to be the honorary starter for this year's Daytona 500. This is going to take place on February 26th. And following that, David Otunga came out and literally gets on one knee and prays that John Laurinaitis won't be removed as the interim GM. And while he's on his knee, Triple H sends word over the PA that Otunga is going to compete right now in his street clothes against Sheamus. And this match wasn't very long and ended with a bro kick to the face. And the winner was Sheamus after this match. the whole hi, I'm from Harvard bit. They're working it, but it's getting a little bit old. But we'll see what they do with it. Moving on from that, Chris Jericho came out and he announced that the end of the world as we know it has arrived. Basically, he was saying that just by coming back, he's made every other wrestler on the backstage area obsolete. Everybody else is a Chris Jericho wannabe, and he started to mention that Jericho, basically the superstars have been stealing his style all over the place. The Miz was a wannabe for just coming out in a suit, scowling and talking very slowly. The Kofi Kingston was a wannabe for doing acrobatic, visually spectacular moves. R-Truth said, "What's up?" Jericho said, "Shut the hell up." It's starting to get a little bit tenuous here, but okay. Dolph Ziggler came out with, it comes down to the ring with Vicky Guerrero. Y2J came out down to the ring with Stephanie McMahon in WrestleMania 18. It's like, okay, you're not the first person to do that, but okay. Macho Man came out with Miss Elizabeth. Come on now. He caps it off by saying CM Punk is the biggest Chris Jericho wannabe because he says he's the best in the world, while Jericho is the best in the world at everything he does. Now, which basically sort of explains why he dropped the code breaker on CM Punk last week. And he says that he basically earned the right to be called the best in the world, and he's come back to reclaim what's his. Now, following that, CM Punk comes out to the ring with the microphone in hand, the pipe bomb. He looks Jericho in the face, and instead of giving one of CM Punk's trademark rants, he drops the mic, holds up the championship belt, and the crowd goes wild. This basically speaks volumes. Said everything that he had to say without saying a word. Again, you might say that's being like Chris Jericho wannabe, because Chris Jericho had mentioned before that he manipulated the whole crowd without saying a word previously, which he did for like 2 or 3 weeks running. So this again, more of this is to be continued, and it's going to show up later in the show. Now, following that, we had the match number 3, which was Randy Orton and the Great Khali versus Wade Barrett and Cody Rhodes. Now, the winner was the tag team of Khali and Orton, but what happened was Orton softened up Cody Rhodes and was getting ready to basically deliver the pin when Khali tagged himself in, chopped Cody Rhodes in the head, and then took the pin for himself. Now, after the match was over, Khali and Randy Orton exchanged some words about it. Khali went for the choke, and Randy Orton responded with the RKO, of course. So going into Elimination Chamber, this is bound to play a part in it, as both of them are going to be in the Elimination Chamber match. So we'll see what happens with that. Now, following that, we had match number 4, which was the Divas match. It was Eve Torres, Alicia Fox, Kelly, and Tamina versus the Bella Twins, Beth Phoenix, and Natalya. The winner was Tamina with the Superfly Splash on, I believe it was Nikki Bella, not real sure. Now, following that, John Laurinaitis talks to Triple H. First he says that Shawn Michaels is going to be on the show next week, and went on to list all the things that Shawn Michaels has done within the WWE. Triple H indicated that he's aware of who Shawn Michaels is because they sort of hang out. Following that, he also said that he suggested an ambulance match between John Cena and Kane at the Elimination Chamber. Triple H says that is actually a good idea. Who'd you steal it from? Now, following that, the announcement was made that the decision on John Laurinaitis' fate is going to be announced by the board on WWE.com tomorrow, Tuesday, February 7th at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you may want to check that out if you get a chance. Now, following that, they had match number 5, which was the 6-pack challenge match. Now, the winner for this match will be the last person that will go into the Elimination Chamber match, which should give the last person that goes in at least a little bit of an edge, because hopefully the rest of the people have either basically worn each other out by that time. Now the people in the match were R-Truth versus Dolph Ziggler, Kofi Kingston, Chris Jericho, The Miz, and CM Punk. Now, during this match, R-Truth took a nasty spill. Wasn't sure when it first happened if it was supposed to go that way, but yeah, it didn't look like it was. What happened was The Miz, during the match, wound up outside of the ring, and R-Truth basically sold out over the top rope, and what's supposed to happen is the person outside is supposed to sort of cushion the fall of the person that's coming over the ropes. Didn't happen. The Miz, all of a sudden, his arm shrunk up into his shoulders, and R-Truth landed flat on his back on the not quite the concrete. It was padded, but it was still enough to have them go ahead and help him out of the area. So R-Truth could no longer compete, and the match went on. Now, what wound up happening? Chris Jericho won with the pin against Dolph Ziggler. CM Punk had basically softened up Dolph Ziggler with Go to Sleep, and as he was going for the pin, Chris Jericho pulled CM Punk out of the ring, threw him over the announce table, and then went in for the pin himself. So this is only going to get better as these two go toe-to-toe with each other, moving towards Elimination Chamber. Now, following that, Kane is backstage menacing Eve Torres. He's telling her that he can't hardly hold himself back. John Cena looks like he's taking steps towards embracing the hate, but he's not embracing it fast enough. And if he doesn't hurry up and embrace the hate faster, he feels very afraid for John Cena. He feels afraid of Eve Torres, and he feels afraid of himself. So that's a whole lot of afraid. But so this goes on. Apparently Zack Ryder's out of the mix now. I don't understand. I guess he's going to break his back more. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But that's all we had this evening for Monday Night Raw review. Go ahead and check out unifiedwrestling.com and also 123wrestling.co.uk for more updates and stories all over the wrestling world. For myself, the Invincible E, Vincent, take care and enjoy the rest of your week.